चैरस्य तिमन्दतामरसतां जाग्रत्कलङ्कैरवध्वंसं हस्तयते च या सुमनसामुल्लासिनी मानसे दुष्टोद्यन्मदनाशनार्चिरमला लोकत्रयी दर्शिका सा नेत्रत्रितयैव खण्डपरशोर्वाग्देवता दीव्यतु। Namo Namaha. I am Vaidya Deepa Joshi and I will be talking on Varnotpatti prakriya according to Paniniya Shiksha from Ayurvedic perspective. First of all, I would like to extend my best wishes and congratulations to the Department of Sanskrit, University of Mumbai for completing 60 glorious years. I am grateful to all our teachers in the Sanskrit department and I sincerely thank Dr. Shakuntala Gavde Madam, Head of the Sanskrit Department in Mumbai University, and all members of the Hirokotsav committee for giving me this opportunity to speak in this 60 lecture series on Indian knowledge systems. As I mentioned, my topic is Varnotpatti prakriya according to Paniniya Shiksha, Ayurvedic Perspective. Varnotpatti, the process of production of speech sounds, is also referred to as Shabdotpatti or Vakpravritti in treatises of different Shastras, but they all indicate the same prakriya because Varnas or letters, when put together, form Shabdas, the meaningful words, which collectively make a Vakya or a sentence, and meaning of Vakya as a whole is required for language in practice. Thus, Vak is made up of, consists of Vakyas, sentences, which can be divided into Shabdas, and Shabda can further be split into Varnas. So, Varnas are the smallest units of Vak. Vak, Vani, Bhasha are all synonyms or Paryayavachi Shabdaha as given in Amarakosh. Brahmi tu Bharati Bhasha, Gir Vag Vani Saraswati, says Amarkosha. Vak is seen to be worshipped and praised as a deity in Rigveda. Vak Suktam or Vaghambraniya Suktam, a well-known sukta, is in 10th mandala of Rigveda Samhita, is dedicated to Vagdevata. The concept of Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikhari Vak is also found in Rigveda. A famous mantra in Rigveda, which is quoted by Maharshi Patanjali in his Vyakarana Mahabhashya, is Chatvari Vak Parimita Padani, Tani Vidur Brahmana Ye Manishinaha, Guha Trini Nihitane Ingayanti, Turiyam Vacho Manushya Vadanti. It says that the Trayi Vak, that is Para, Pashyanti and Madhyama, are inactive or non-functioning, na ingayanti, Trini na ingayanti, as if, and they are as if hidden in secret places, and only the Turiya or the Chaturtha or the fourth Vak, which is Vaikhari, is the one which we humans speak. And this Vaikhari Vak only is considered while understanding the Varnotpatti prakriya in this presentation. Coming to the Shabda component, I would like to give references from two important treatises of Vyakarana Shastra, Vakyapadiyam and Mahabhashyam. Bhartrihari in Vakyapadiyam says, Nasosti pratyayo loke yah shabdanugamadrute anuviddhamivam jnanam sarvam shabdena bhasate. Whatever knowledge we get is by the means of words only, or shabdas only. No learning in this world is possible without words. In Vyakarana Mahabhashyam, Maharshi Patanjali, answering to the question Kastarhi Shabdaha, gives two definitions of Shabda. Let us see the second definition first. Athava pratita padarthako loke dhvanihi shabda ityachyate. And then he gives the examples like Shabdam Kuru, Ma Shabdam Karshihi, etc. and says Tasmat Dhvanihi Shabdaha. This is about the Karya Shabda and it can be called the working definition which is applicable to Vaikhari according to Nagesha Bhatta. The other definition is Yeno Charitena Sasna Langula Kapudakura Vishaninam Sampratyayo Bhavati Sashabdaha. And Nagesha in his Udyota Tika explains Sampratyayaha is Jnanam. This is a more philosophical definition applicable to Madhyama according to Nagesha and accommodates the concept of Sphota theory or the Nitya Shabda. Between these two aspects of Shabda, only the Dhvani Shabda or the Karya Shabda is the subject of this presentation while understanding how the speech sounds are produced. Looking Paniniya Shiksha, let us first see the etymology and meaning of the word Shiksha. Shiksha can be derived in two ways. First, as the desiderative of the verb shak, shaka vibhashito marshane, sani mima ghu ravalabha shaka pata padamacha is. This sutra of Panini gives is adesh to the ach varna or the swara in shak. So sh becomes she, then san pratyaya, shatva, and then tap pratyaya gives shiksha. Second derivation is from the verb root shiksha. Shiksha vidyopadane guroshchal halaha iti aha tatashta will give shiksha. Let's see the definitions of shiksha. Varnasvarat dicharana prakaro yatra upadishtate sa shiksha. This is given by Sayanacharya in Rigveda Bhashyam. Next is Shiksha Swaravarnocharakam Shastram, says Shiksha Prakasha commentary of Paniniya Shiksha. Then in Shiksha Panjika commentary of Paniniya Shiksha, it is given as Shikshate Naya Varnocharana iti Shiksha. So roughly we can say that the study of pronunciation of the Varnaha is the meaning of Shiksha. And to be more precise, Shiksha is the science. This is a science. Shiksha Swaravarnocharakam Shastram. It is a science that deals with the accent, that is swara, and properly articulated speech sounds, that is varnas. Shiksha is one of the Shad Vedangas. Shad Vedangani. These Shad Vedangas are Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Jyotisha, and Chanda. So this is the first Vedanga in the Shad Vedangani. There are many Shikshas like Naradiya Shiksha, Manduki Shiksha, Gautami Shiksha, etc. But the one which is considered as Vedanga Shiksha is none other than Paniniya Shiksha. Commentaries on Paniniya Shiksha. There are two commentaries available, Shiksha Panjika and Shiksha Prakasha. Authors of both the commentaries are anonymous. Let's see the important features of Paniniya Shiksha. First one is Laghavaha, extreme shortness or brevity, which is similar to that of Ashtadhyayi of Panini. Paniniya Shiksha consists of only 18 verses in Anushtup meter, the longest recension, which is the Ruk recension, having 42 additional verses. Second important feature is Sthana Prayatna Vivekaha. Sthana is the Uchcharana Sthana of the Varnas, the places of articulation, which are given like Akuha Visarjanyanam, Kanthaha, Ichuyashanam, Talu, etc. And Prayatna is the Yatna, which is of two types, Abhyantara and Bahya. So Sthana Prayatna Vivekaha, that is the theory of places of articulation, sthana, and effort, prayatna, of the speech sounds, which is given in minute details and clarity in Paniniya Shiksha. This is explained nicely by Dr. Deepesh Katira sir in his lecture on science of Varnas, the 10th lecture in this 60 lecture series. The third important feature is of Paniniya Shiksha is Varnotpatti prakriya, the theory of production of speech sounds, which we are going to see next. Paniniya Shiksha begins with enumerating the speech sounds, both the vowels and the consonants, in first two verses, first and second verses. Then in next four verses, from third to sixth, the process of production of speech sounds is explained. These verses are Atma buddhya sametyarthan mano yungte vivakshaya manah kayagni mahanti sa prerayati marutam marutastu rasicharan mandram janayate swaram sodirno murthnyabihato vaktramapadya marutaha varnan janayate. The three lines which are in red, I skipped these three lines while reading because they are not directly related with the topic of this presentation. So we will not go in details of the explanation of these three lines. Let us now see the Anvaya and meaning of these verses. Atma with buddhi perceives things. Atma perceives things, decides which meaning is to be conveyed. Atma buddhya arthan sametya. It perceives things and decides which meaning is to be conveyed with buddhi. Then combines with mind and sets it with an intention or a desire of speaking. Vivakshaya manahayumte. Atma vivakshaya manahayumte. Vivaksha is vaktum, ichcha, the desire of speaking. So it sets the mind with an intention or desire of speaking. Mind then gives impetus to the fire within the body. It is kayagni. Manaha kayagni mahanti. So the later, that is the kayagni, drives the vayu to breathe out. Saha marutam prerayati. That vayu circulating in the chest, marutaha to urasicharan, creates the soft tone, mandraswara. Circulating in the throat, kanthecharan, madhyamam, creates the middle tone or madhyamaswara. And circulating in the roof, in the murdha, it is the roof of the oral cavity, is the back side of the roof of mouth, which is closer to the throat. Circulating in that mudha part of mouth, the vayu creates the shrill tone or taraswara. Therefore, it is written over here, Shirshanyam cha taram swaram janayati. Saha udirnaha. This vayu or maruta or the breath, which is the scent upwards, udirnaha, in the upward direction, murtni abhihataha, checked by the roof of the oral cavity, vaktam apadya, attains to the mouth, and varnan janayate, and produces speech sounds or varnas. This process is better understood with the help of Shiksha Panjika commentary. I will just read the explanation given in Shiksha Panjika. Atmeti. Atma sharirendriya manobuddhi vyatiriktaha. Katham punaretadavagamyate yatha sharirendriya manobuddhi vyatirikta atma uchyate drashtrutvat. Drashta hi drishyad vyatirikto bhavati prayojakatvat. Prayojakatvat. That means Atma is like drashta, or it is said to be prayojaka or preraka. Therefore, the verb form which is used here is janayate, which is the nijanta form, prayojak form of the verb jani pradurbhavi, varnan janayate. So dirna iti. Savayurudirna urdhvagato मूर्धानं यावदुपरितमां गतिमलभमानः शिरः कपालेनावष्टम्भत्वात् पुनः प्रत्यावृत्य वक्त्रमेवापद्य वर्णान् जनयते उत्पादयति. Let's now see this process of how speech sounds are produced from the Ayurvedic viewpoint. Here in this study, only three major texts of Ayurveda, which are called Brihatrayi, they are Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, and Vagbhata Samhita, which is Ashtanga Hridayam. Only these three are taken into consideration for this study. Vak is a karmendriya, that is one of the 10 or 11 indriyas as per Ayurveda. Let us see what is given about the indriyas in Ayurvedic text. There is a slight difference of opinion between Charaka and Sushruta. Charakacharya says, Manodashendriyanyarthaha prakritischashtadhatuki. Charaka considers only dasha indriyas, only 10 indriyas are there, Charaka says, and mana is not an indriya, but it is beyond indriyas. We are going to see this later in the next part, where we will be discussing about mana. So Vak is one of the 5 karmendriyas. Hastau, Padau, Budopastham, Vagindriyam athapicha, Karmendriyani panchaiva. Hastau, Padau, Buddha, Upastham, and Vak are the pancha karmendriyas. Jihva Vagindriyam, Vak cha Satya Jyotis Tamondrita. Jihva only is said to be Vagindriya by Charakacharya. Whereas Sushrutacharya says there are Ekadasha Indriyani, there are 11 Indriyas. Ekadashendriyani utpadyante tadyatha Shrotratvak Chakshurjivbhagrana Vaghastopastha Payupadamanauseti. Tatra Purvani Pancha Buddhindriyani Itarani Pancha Karmendriyani Ubhayatmakam Manaha. Shrotratvak, Chakshu, Jihva, and Ghrana are 5 Buddhindriyas or Karmendriyas, and Vak, Hasta, Upastha, Payu, Pada, they are 5 Karmendriyas, and Mana is Ubhayatmakam Manaha. Sushrutacharya says Mana is Ubhayatmaka, and Dalhana explains in his Tika as Purvani Pancha Shotradini Buddhindriyani Buddhehe Ashrayatvat Itarani Vak Prabhrutini Karmendriyani Karmana Ashrayatvat Tesham Ubhayatmakam Buddhatmakam Karmatmakam cha Manaha. Mana is Ubhayatmaka Buddhindriya as well as Karmendriya. Here Jivha is said to be Buddhindriya, Jivha, and with rasa as its vishaya or indriyartha, whereas Vak is Karmendriya with vachana as its vishaya or indriyartha. Tatra buddhindriyanam shabdadayo vishayaha karmendriyanam yatha sankhyam vachana danananda visarga viharanani. Vachana, adana, ananda, visarga, viharana. These are the 5 vishayas of 5 karmendriyas. Vachana is that of Vak. Varnotpatti prakriya, we will be seeing from the viewpoint of Ayurveda, and we will see all the components which are given in Paniniya Shiksha one by one while understanding the Varnotpatti prakriya, given in how it can be understood with the help of Ayurvedic texts. The first component is Atma. In Ayurveda, Atma is called Avyakta, non-describable, Kshetrajna, Shashvata. Shashvata is eternal, Vibhu is all-pervading, Avyaya is Avyaya, imperishable. It is also called Kshetrajna. It is Jnaha, Atma Jnaha, Karanair Yogat Jnanam tu asya pravartate. Atma is Jnaha, and it gains knowledge when associated with Karanas. So what are these Karanas? Karanani, Mano Buddhir Buddhi Karmendriyani cha. Mana Buddhi, 5 Buddhi Indriyas, 5 Dhanendriyas, and 5 Karmendriyas are the Karanas. Ayurveda considered Atma as the only principle being Chetana. It's Chetanavan, and other 24 principles are Achetana. Ayurveda accepts the Sankhya philosophy, the 25 principles in Sankhya philosophy, with a little difference, but it says that Atma among them is Chetanavan, and other 24 principles are Achetana. Chetanavan Yataschatma, and this Chetanavan Atma is the karta of all the body functions. So it is Chetanavan Yataschatma Tata Karta Niruchyate. So production of speech sound being one of the body functions is also carried out by Atma with the help of Mana, Buddhi, and the Indriyas. The second factor is Buddhi. Atma Buddhya Sametyartham. So Buddhi is said to be Nishchayatmika Buddhi. Jayate Vishaye Tatra Ya Buddhir Nishchayatmika. And it has the ability to take decisions. It decides and chooses what Viveka is the karma of Buddhi. It decides and chooses what to speak and do. Vyavasyati taya vaktum kartum va buddhipurvakam. Vaktum and kartum, both the things. Vaktum, which is related with our topic, vachana. So buddhipurvaka ukti and buddhipurvaka kriti are important. Then the next important factor is mana. Atma buddhya sametyarthan mano yungte. Mana, as we have seen in the previous slide, is said to be ubhayatmaka by Sushrutacharya. Ubhayatmakam, he says, ubhayatmaka is buddhindriya as well as karmendriya. Ubhayatmakam buddhyatmakam karmatmakam cha manaha. Buddhindriyanam karmendriyanam manodhishthitanaam pravrittehe. This is given by Daldhanacharya in his commentary. And he clarifies that buddhindriyas and karmendriyas can function only when they are supported by mana. Charaka says mana is atindriya, is beyond indriyas. Atindriyaha punarmanaha sattva saujñakam cheta ityahureke. Tadarthatma sampat tadayakta cheshtam cheshta pratyaya bhutam indriyanam. And mana is called sattva, controlled by atma, and is responsible for functioning of indriyas. And the Chakrapani explains atindriya as atindriyam indriyatikrantam indriyatiriktam va. Mana is not considered as indriya by Chakracharya. It is said to be atindriya. Indriyas are able to receive their respective indriyarthas or vishayas only when associated with mana or propelled by mana. Propelled by mana. Mana purasarani indriyanyartha grahana samarthani bhavanti. Lakshanam manaso jnanasya bhavo bhava evacha sati ह्यात्मेन्द्रियार्थानां सन्निकर्षे न वर्तते वैवृत्यान् manaso jnanam sannidhyat taccha vartate. Even if atma, indriya, indriyarthas all are present, there will be no knowledge gained unless they are accompanied by mana. Atmendriyathanam sannikarshe sati manasaha vaivrityat jnanam na vartate. Manasaha sannidhyatcha tat jnanam vartate. And this applies to Vagindriya as well. No Indriya can function even though it presents of all other factors. If mana is not associated with it, it will not be able to perceive knowledge or gain understand the indriyartha. Kayagni. Kayagni is the next thread in this process. Mana Kayagni Mahanti. So Kayagni is of great importance in Kaya Chikitsa in Ayurveda Shastra. It is said that most of the Sharira powers depend on Dehagni or Kayagni. Ayurvarno Balam Swasthyam Utsahopachayo Prabha Ojas Tejogunaya Pranashchokta Dehagni Hetukaha Pranaha cha Uktaha Dehagni Hetukaha. Pranaha, 5 different types of Vayu. Pranodana Samana Vyana Apana. We will be going to see it later in next few slides. So they are, which are very much important for the production of speech sounds, and they are dependent on Dehagni. These all factors are dependent on Dehagni. So Prana and Udana also depend on Dehagni. So Shantegno Mriyate Yukte Chiranjeevatya Namayaha Rogi Syad Vikrute Moolam Agnis Tasman Niruchyate. Agni is the root cause of life and also the root cause of various diseases. In Sushruta Samhita, Sushruta Samhita Sharira Sthan, first Adhyay, the Adhibhutam, Adhyatmam and Adhidaivatam of all Indriyas are given. They are Swashchaisham, Vishayodhibhutam, Swayam Adhyatmam, Adhidaivatamata, Buddhir Brahma, Manasas Chandrama, etc. and Vachu Gunihi. That means Adhidaivata of Vach or Vacha is said to be Agni. Dalhana, commenting of Vachognihi, explains that Vagadhyatmam Vaktavyam Adhibhutam Agni Radhidaivatam. Vagadhyatmam Swayam Adhyatmam. Swayam tat Indriyam Adhyatmam Vagadhyatmam Vaktavyam Adhibhutam Vishayodhibhutam. Tasya Vishayaha Vaktavyam Vachanam Adhibhutam Agnihi Adhidaivatam. Adhibhuta is the Vishaya which is experienced. Adhyatma is the organ with which it is experienced, and Adhidaivata is the deity required to experience it. So it is said here that Agni is the Adhidaivata of Vak. If Daivata or Devata is considered as a form of energy, we can say that there needs to be some form of energy for every Indriya to carry out its function, and in case of Vak, it is Agni. Next very important factor is Maruta. Maruta is the main of the Tridosha. Maruta, Vayu or Vata is the main of the Tridoshas in Ayurveda. Vayustantrayantra, it is said to be Sarvendriyanam Udyojakaha and Pravartako Vachaha. Vayustantrayantra Pranodana Samana Vyanapanatma Sarvendriyanam Udyojakaha Pravartako Vachaha Bhavati Akupetaha. Of course, when it is in its natural state, it is Sarvendriyanam Udyojakaha, and Vak is also one of the 10 Indriyas, and Pravartako Vachaha. It is specified that it is Pravartako Vachaha. Kupitastu khalu sharire shariram nanavidhai vidhairvikare rupatapati sarvendriyanyupahanti. When it is disturbed, it troubles the body with different types of diseases and also hampers the function of indriyas. And this applies to Vagindriya as well. There are 5 types of Vayu: Pranodana Samanascha, Vyanaschapana Evacha, Sthanastha Marutah Pancha Yapayanti Sharirinam. Same five types are given by Charakacharya, Sushrutacharya, and Vagbhatacharya. Prana, Udana, Samana, Vyana, and Apana. Pranadi Bhedat Panchatma Vayuhu. In between these five types of Vayu, Prana and Udana are directly related with Vak Pravritti. Pranavayu, Vagbhat says, Pranavayu is Murdhagaha. Murdhagaha, Purakkanthacharaha, and Indriya Dhruk. It moves in the palate, the Murdha, Murdhagaha, the chest and the throat. And Nishva, Udgara and Nishvasa are the main functions of Pranavayu. We know that the speech sound comes out while exhalation only. Nishvasa is exhalation or breathing out. And we know that we speak while breathing out. It is very difficult to speak while inhaling or while breathing in. So, and Nishvasa and Udgara are the main. Nishvasa is one of the main functions of Pranavayu. Sushruta says, mouth or the buccal cavity is the place where Pranavayu moves and functions. Vayuryo Vaktra Sanchari. Vaktra Sanchari, it functions and moves in the oral cavity. Saprano Nama Dehadhruk. Udanavayu, chest is said to be the place of Udanavayu by Vagbhata. Urasthanam Udanasya, and it goes to Nasa, Nabhi, and Gala. Nasa, Nabhi, Galanshcharit. Vak Pravritti is one of its major functions. Vak Pravritti Prayatno Ja Balavarna Smritikriyaha. Udano Nama Yahatu Urdhvam Vaiti Pavanottamaha. And Sushruta says, Udana moves in upward direction, carrying out different functions like Bhashita, Gita. Bhashita is speaking, Gita, singing, etc. Tena Bhashita Gitadi Visheshobhit Pravartate. Thus, Prana and Udana play a key role in Vak Pravritti, and the places where they predominantly move and function match very well with those given in Paniniya Shiksha. Now, the next component is Nabhihi. This is given in Ayurvedic texts, that Nabhi or the umbilicus is the place where Vagvahini Sira and Shabdavahini Dhamanyaha, they are combined together. Vagvahini Sira, Sushruta gives a detailed description about these Vagvahini Sira and the Dhamanyaha in Sharirasthan 7th and 9th chapter respectively. The Siraha are said to be attached to the umbilicus, and Vagbha Sira are included in them. Yavatyastu Sirah Kaye Sambhavanti Sharirinam Nabhyam Sarvanipatthastaha Pratanvanti Samantataha. Nabhyam Sarvanipatthaha Taha Siraha, all the Vagbhahini Siras are connected to the Nabhi. Tatra Shatvinshat Jivhayam Tasam Vagbhahe Chadve, and Vagbha Sira, Vagbhahini Sira there are two Vagbhahini Siras which are also connected to the Nabhi. Then coming to the Shabdavahini Dhamani, Chaturvinshatir Dhamanyo Nabhiprabhava Abhetaha. The Dhamanya are said to be Nabhiprabhavaha, originating from the umbilicus. 10 of the 24 Nabhiprabhavaha Dhamanyaha are flowing in upward directions, and 2 of those 10 are responsible for Bhashana and Ghosha. तासां तु खलु नाभिप्रभवाणां धमनीनाम् ऊर्ध्वगा 10. 10 of the 24 dhamanis are urdhvagaha, flowing upwards, and 2 of them urdhvagaha teshu dvabhyam bhashate, dvabhyam ghosham karoti. Dalhana explains this as bhashana is vyakta shabda, speech sound which can be heard, and ghosha is the avyakta shabda. Bhashate iti talvadi sthana vyapara निष्पादित अकारादि वर्ण व्यक्तियुक्तं शब्दं करोति. घोषश्च तद्विपरीतः अव्यक्तः शब्दः. Thus, we can say that the Varnotpatti prakriya. Thus, it can be said that the Vagvaha Sira and Dhamanyaha are Navi Prabhavaha. It is clearly mentioned that all are Navi Prabhavaha. If the Vagvaha Sira and Dhamanyaha are Navi Prabhavaha, the speech sound as well can be said to be Nabhi Prabhavaha, or originating from the umbilicus when the physiological aspect of it is considered. So, with these explanations, we can say that Varnotpatti Prakriya in Paniniya Shiksha resembles Vak Pravritti in Ayurvedic texts. We find that in case of Varnotpatti Prakriya, 2 Shastras, Shiksha Shastra and Ayurveda Shastra, which have 2 distinct objectives, being they become harmonious and complement each other. According to Ayurveda, Nabhi can be called the physiological origin of Vak Pravritti, not the philosophical. Philosophically, it is Atma. Then the physiological origin of Vak Pravritti, but it is not considered in Varnotpatti Prakriya of Paniniya Shiksha. This is the only difference between these 2 processes in two different texts, 2 different Shastras. Paniniya Shiksha looks at the Varnotpatti Prakriya more as a philosophical process, whereas it can be explained in philosophical as well as physiological way with the help of Ayurveda. So this was a small effort to know how speech sounds are produced with the help of Paniniya Shiksha and Brihatrayi of Ayurveda. Thank you. I will like to conclude this presentation with Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.